It's Friday, June 13th. In the headlines, Jamaica launches the Caribbean's first forensic autopsy facility. In business news, work begins on the third layer of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Regionally, Caribbean Development Bank secures major climate funding boost. And in sports, Reggae Boys drawn into Group B of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Jamaica has taken a major step forward in strengthening its criminal justice system with the official opening of the island's first ever forensic pathology autopsy suite. Touted as the first of its kind in the Caribbean, the state-of-the-art facility is expected to improve the efficiency of post-mortem services, reduce long-standing backlogs, and boost the forensic capabilities of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Danita Rodney has the details.
The opening of the new state-of-the-art facility is set to end decades of reliance on private funeral homes to perform autopsies, a practice introduced after the country's first public morgue was destroyed by a fire in the 1970s. Speaking at the opening ceremony on Thursday, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the absence of a proper autopsy suite has long placed pressure on the justice system, noting that many funeral homes lack the equipment for thorough post-mortem examinations.
We don't have to rely on on the funeral homes which do not have the appropriate facilities for medical legal investigation. We have been able to continue and manage it, but I am sure very soon as this facility opens, the lawyers who will come here will begin to have a second thought about when they get cases from the public morgue or any other morgue at all or any other facility out there, because they do not have the appropriate facilities. And in a difficult case, a good lawyer can raise challenges.
Dr. Chang says the autopsy suite will assist in reducing the backlog of criminal cases.
The autopsy suite, as I said, is a critical player in our criminal justice system. And what do I mean by that? Because while we are seeing the success of the police, and we have to commend Mr. Lewis and the team and the other officers here for the significant reduction in homicides and general criminal activity, the restoration of a level of public order on the street, and as we get there, we will say we did not overbuild Dr. Mowat. It will only mean that with less violence, the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine can proceed more speedily and efficiently in the work they do.
According to the Security Minister, the facility will be operational every day of the week.
A complex autopsy in a private funeral home, you could get into serious challenge when you go on the bench. This facility provides the appropriate facilities and will be able to give you a certain level of certitude in your quality evidence and definitely much better technical, not only technical quality, but the entire presentation of cases become far more raised to another standard. Of course, when we go into the private morgues, it costs a fortune, despite the quality. So it saves some significant money. Postmortem will be conducted 7 days a week in a facility of this sort.
The facility, located on Orange Street in downtown Kingston, was completed at a cost of more than $600 million. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
As global trade faces increasing uncertainty, a top official at the International Monetary Fund is pointing to Jamaica as a blueprint for regional resilience. IMF Deputy Managing Director and Jamaica's former Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, is urging Caribbean nations to adopt stronger fiscal discipline, crediting Jamaica's own reforms as a proven path to long-term growth. He made the remarks while delivering the keynote address at the 25th William G. Demas Memorial Lecture, hosted by the Caribbean Development Bank.
Jamaica, for example, was burdened with, and I'll just choose one variable, unemployment rates that averaged in the 20% region for all the periods from the early 1970s to the end of the 1980s, and averaged 15% from the 1990s going all the way up to the mid-2000s. And Jamaica was only able to achieve the previously unimaginable result of low single-digit unemployment, and we're talking about unemployment in the region of 4% or lower. Jamaica only achieved this when stability was restored and became entrenched.
Pointing to Jamaica's own experience, Dr. Clark touted the country's fiscal reform journey as a regional model. He highlighted the nation's reduction in poverty and increased resilience, a sign of what's possible through sustained policy discipline.
Stability is also a friend to the poor, as Jamaica's experience also highlights. Jamaica achieved the lowest poverty rate in its 61 years of independence in 2023. Again, on the back of entrenched macroeconomic stability, in the context of an institutionalized social protection framework supplemented by temporary and targeted counter-cyclical measures at times of distress.
He stressed that macroeconomic stability remains the biggest hurdle for Caribbean nations and called for institutional empowerment as a key solution.
For much of our Caribbean's history as independent nations, it has been bedeviled by macroeconomic challenges. The time has come to recognize that stability once attained must never be lost, but instead be used to attack and solve higher order problems.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is reporting that its anti-fuel theft measures have resulted in a decrease in these incidents at specific depots. Making his 2025-2026 sectoral presentation in the House of Representatives this week, Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Minister Daryl Vaz explained that the JUTC has reported a notable drop in diesel deliveries to the Spanish Town depot.
As of February 14, 2025, compared to previous months, a movement of 222,754 litres. 7 loads have been down to 127,288 litres, 4 loads.
Minister Vaz furthered that new technology and the use of compressed natural gas will allow the company to optimize fuel usage for its intended operations and a massive reduction in expenditure.
We are looking, Mr. Speaker, at possible cost reductions of $1.3 billion this year if the trends continue.
Jamaicans will be celebrating Father's Day on Sunday, June 15. But the Bureau of Gender Affairs started the celebrations early with a spa day for these everyday heroes at the offices of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. The event was held on Thursday in partnership with the ministry's Human Resource Department. Director of the Male Empowerment Unit at the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Nashan Miller, says the initiative is aimed at normalizing the recognition of the significant role men play in the life of youths.
We have fathers from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force, Jamaica Fire Brigade. We have community members, pastors. We have construction workers, taxi men. We have doctors. We have a wide plethora of persons coming from all over Jamaica just to be here so they can enjoy a day of relaxation. They say, listen, Nashan, we're not used to this, so we have to be here.
In addition to refreshments, the dads experienced spa treatment from students of the Heart Trust NSTA's School of Cosmetology.
That's manicure, barber, haircut, and of course, upper body massage. So last year it was so successful. It was a wonderful staging. The fathers came out. We got support from the Honorable Minister herself, who came and played dominoes with us. And right now, even as I speak, you have several fathers outside playing dominoes, enjoying smoothie, and so just enjoying the festivities, sitting together, relaxing as they await to get their treatment.
It's a good initiative, and I'm almost sure that all the meals there fully appreciate it, right? Because as you said before, the appreciation is lacking, and so I appreciate the initiative. I welcome the whole Father's Day event put on by the ministry, and I think it's a right step. It's a good step in the right direction. And I welcome more innovative things like this, even men talk, men retreat, anything like that, just to captivate, because the meal, and it's not only like father, but just meal on a whole, for the good men and fathers that are there, you want to have them continue. You want to give them the tools so that they can, properly direct the society, because both male and female have an important role in society.
Yes, it is wonderful. I never heard of it before. I was surprised that I was recommended for it, but I really feel honored. I think it's a great thing to recognize the fathers, if it's even once in a while. So let us feel, hey, that at least somebody recognizes that there's worth in what you do, and to give you even a day to say, hey, just sit back, relax, and enjoy this moment. There are not many other rewards apart from seeing your children go on and do very, very well. But this is one day that we can say thank you. Thank you so much to the minister and the ministry for this, because it really does make a difference. We do feel special.
The BGA is also hosting an Outstanding Father's Day Award ceremony on Friday at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel.
And we have several discussion points. Our theme for this year's Outstanding Fathers Award is the power of presence, fathers who make a difference, with the hashtag Daddy is home. So we're going to look at the importance of fathers having a presence in the household, not just physically or financially, but playing that part, playing that role to ensure that their children are impacted in a positive way. So the power of presence, and we'll have discussion points from different, I'll say, experts in the field, and it's something to look forward to. It will be a big celebration.
Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. On June 12th, the Jamaica Stock Exchange Micro Market Technical Working Committee held their first meeting to outline the terms of reference for the third layer of the stock exchange. The main market launched in 1969, then saw a second layer in 2009, the junior market, to accommodate companies with a value of $50 million to $499.99 million. Now the micro market is gearing up to fill the gap for companies seeking to raise between $10 million and $49.99 million. The micro-market initiative, approved by Minister of Finance, Mrs. Favour Williams, is expected to launch in April 2026. Two listed companies reported results this week. KLE Group Limited unaudited financials for the first quarter ending March 31, 2025 reports 3 months net loss of $3.34 million. Medical Disposable and Supplies Limited audited financials for the 12 months ending March 31, 2025 reports year-end net loss of $281.06 million. Companies listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange have advised shareholders of executives buying and selling company shares. Jamaican Teas Limited has advised that a director sold a total of 561,718 Jam Tea shares during the period June 9 to June 11, 2025. Then JMMB Group Limited has advised that a connected party sold 200,000 JMMB shares on June 10, 2025. For the trading period ending June 12, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll Road Manager Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 7,465,159 units traded, representing 40.48% of market sales volume. Billboard and real estate firm Kintyre Holdings Jamaica Limited with 3,489,246 units traded, representing 18.92% of market sales volume. Cigarette distributor Carreras Limited with 1,709,794 units traded, representing 9.27% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On June 12, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $84.92 million purchased and US $73.87 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned 87 cents per dollar, selling the US at 159.60 cents and buying the US at $158.73. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $1.23 per transaction, with selling at $118.12 and buying at $116.89. The British pound yielded Forex traders 95 cents in profits, with selling at $216.62 and buying at $215.67. For our credit report tip of the day, this isn't time to play small with your finances. If you're 50 or older, your credit score can do more than approve you for a loan. It can position you for a strong, secure, and income-producing retirement. The next 15 years should be about making your credit work just as hard as you do to support your health, generate passive income, and protect your future. So here's your next move. Pull up your credit report, map your 15-year plan, and work with someone who knows how to turn credit into cash flow. Retirement isn't an end, it's a new income era. Let's plan it smart, let's build it bold. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, a major boost for climate financing in the Caribbean as the Caribbean Development Bank ramps up its access to the Green Climate Fund from 50 to 250 million US dollars. The announcement came during the opening of the bank's 55th annual Board of Governors meeting in Canada, where CDB President Daniel Best also revealed record-breaking funding for climate-related projects and support for vulnerable states like Haiti. The details from GBN News.
The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, has significantly increased its accreditation with the Green Climate Fund, raising the limit from US $50 million to $250 million, a five-fold expansion. This announcement was made by CDB President Daniel Best during the opening ceremony of the 55th annual meeting of the CDB Board of Governors held in Canada on Wednesday.
At the heart of this momentum is our Special Development Fund. The 11th cycle secured a record-breaking US $460 million, with 35% earmarked for climate finance. It will further catalyze change from disaster risk management to gender equality to private sector growth and targeted support for Haiti. And in 2024, we earned EDGE Move Level certification, an international recognition of our continued commitment to gender equity and institutional accountability. Coupled with this, our strong financial standing, affirmed by all three major credit rating agencies, continues to provide the platform to do even more to transform lives.
The Green Climate Fund, GCF, established under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, is the world's largest climate finance initiative. Its primary goal is to support developing countries in implementing climate change adaptation and mitigation efforts. In a related event at the 25th William Demas Memorial Lecture, Dr. Nigel Clark, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, called on countries to enhance economic growth, raise living standards, and strengthen resilience to recurring economic shocks and natural disasters. Dr. Clark also cautioned that ongoing global uncertainty and tighter financial conditions have substantially heightened the risks to financial stability worldwide.
New uncertainties on top of already weak economic prospects make for a very challenging growth backdrop. It is not surprising then that most Caribbean countries also face a challenging economic outlook. In our latest World Economic Outlook, published earlier this year, we already projected tepid growth in the Caribbean region overall, even before accounting for the U.S. tariff and trade policy adjustments.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Caribbean stories are taking center stage through film as the region marks a major milestone with the launch of the inaugural Caribbean Film Festival. The event, which began on Wednesday, is creating a safe and powerful platform for Caribbean filmmakers to share authentic stories and push for greater international recognition. Ayana Carter has more.
The Caribbean Film Festival offers a platform that helps us to contend in the world. This festival is ours, built by us, for us, to assert our presence and provide a point of reference for the region's film.
Festival director and founder of the Caribbean Film Festival, Asha Lovelace, said the festival celebrates the unique, rich storytelling traditions of the Caribbean. She said Caribbean filmmakers have always fought for a place in the film conversation, noting that as creatives, it is important to have safe spaces where Caribbean pieces can compete on an international scale.
This is where we look to create solutions, build community, spark inspiration, and be a reminder for filmmakers that we are not alone in this work. For audiences, it offers the rare and powerful experience of seeing ourselves reflected with honesty, complexity, and care. For the wider world, it announces that the Caribbean is not a backdrop, it is a source of vision and immense talent.
Ms. Lovelace said the conversation about the potential and magic of the Caribbean film industry does not reflect the fullness of the experiences of those who live it.
I'm just so excited to be here at Caribbean Film Festival. It's my first time ever being at a film festival, and I'm really enjoying myself, and this is a great opportunity to see Trinidad in such a buzz, such a light, and to have this opportunity to see that there's so many creatives and there's so many people across the diaspora, wherever we are, to just come together and they love film. Each and every person here all love film, and we have that all in common. Not only as Caribbean people, but we all have it in common to love film.
What I saw tonight was a high quality event. The personalities here are vibrant, dynamic, they're invested in what they're doing. It represents who we are, and who doesn't want to see themselves on film? Everybody looks at TV or one of the screens on your phone, on your laptop, on your TV every day. Why shouldn't we be there? We should invest in ourselves.
It gives us the platform to see filmmakers and what we can do. and in the long run get funding for other films that we want to do. Not just for one or two people, but for everybody as a whole.
We have to have more. You know, we need to be making hundreds of films a year in the Caribbean. It can't be just one film a month or one film a year. Like in Trinidad, like when was the last time a feature film was done in Trinidad and Tobago?
For me, growing up with TTT, where we had one station, the national anthem, the non-denominational prayer, and we saw ourselves. It made us as Trinbagonians feel very, very proud. We knew who we were, so we felt invested in our country. When I look at my kids, they don't have the same connection to Trinidad and Tobago. They don't see the investment in our nation.
And the challenges are many, but with little you could do so much. And that's what we saw here tonight. And for this entire festival, you will see a lot more gems. This is the beginning. Asha Lovelace and your team, well done.
Over 60 films from across the region and diaspora will be shown at Cinema One IMAX theaters over the 5-day festival. There will also be industry mixers, masterclasses and symposiums, creating a space for filmmakers to connect, learn and collaborate. Ayana Carter, TTT News.
In sports, we kick off with football. Jamaica's national football team has been drawn into Group B of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers alongside Curaçao, Trinidad and Tobago, and Bermuda. The Reggae Boys will compete in home and away matches across 3 FIFA international windows between September and November, with 6 games total per team. The draw, held a year before the World Cup, placed 12 qualifying teams into 3 groups of 4, with the winners earning direct spots in the 2026 World Cup, which will be hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. The runner-up teams will have a second chance to qualify through intercontinental playoffs scheduled for March 2026. For the Reggae Boys, success in this final round is crucial as they seek to secure their place on football's biggest stage. And that's it for the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. And do remember, we are the People's Station.